Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Saturday. That means it's another episode of Coping with Life. I'm your host, Scotty. How's it going? Today's episode is going to be acts of kindness and good-heartedness people. And, just recently, somebody sent me a package with a lovely written note. And I don't know who it's from, but thank you very much. This is me publicly saying thank you very much, your generosity, and I really had fun building it. I was gifted a Lego set, and it was the bonsai tree, and I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed, and I really enjoyed playing with Legos, building with Legos, and acts of kindness, and that really helped me. I was kind of in a little funk, and kind of lifted me up, and so I could be wonderful and help more people, and smile more. And I'm really proud that I am who I am. And so thank you for everybody. But acts of kindness, it's the little things in life, pay it forward, paying for somebody's coffee, or paying for a meal, or just listening. Earlier today, I had a meal at a restaurant, and I left. I paid, obviously, and was very friendly, but I was on my way home, and I needed to sit down for a little bit. And I was approached by this homeless person. And they were telling me this story of their life, and obviously they wanted money. I did not give them money. But I sat there and I listened to them. And we had a good conversation. Well, I think it was a good conversation. I did not give him any money, as I don't have any money to give. But I chose to listen and have a conversation. And they were really taken back that, I treated them like a human and with respect and didn't judge. And, it's a small thing in life, paying it forward, listening and being there for somebody, because you never know what people are going through. And I listened, and I have no problems, taking time out of what I'm doing to listen, and they really needed help. And I listened, and the park that I was in got pretty full, so he went to get more money from other people. But it was a good conversation. It was very eye-opening, and I'm glad that happened. And I'm a very reserved person, but it was very nice, and I paid it forward. Being the caring individual that I am, I do my best to be there for people. And so I want to say wholeheartedly, there's so many amazing people out there. that have kind souls. And I want to say thank you very much. And, acts of kindness, doesn't have to be monetary. For me, being very kind, but opening a door for somebody, or if there's room in the elevator, bring it in and tell them, hey, yeah, there's more room. Being very, very polite. And I'm a very polite individual. Well, I can be. I try to be. But, paying it forward and, have a big heart and trying your best to make other people feel good. Build people up, not tear them down. And it's very easy to tear people down. And, I don't want negativity in life. I mean, it's going to be there. I can't change the world. But positivity is, that's what matters, is the power of positivity. And smile. And I try really hard to make people feel better. And conversation. And I'm just me. I'm just being real. And it's been kind of amazing. And I'm very grateful. I really am. And life is funny. Life is one of those things where it's really amazing how life can come full circle. And you may want something really bad, and then it just happens to be gifted to you, or it's on sale, or whatever it may be. Life has funny of, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I'm slowly I can smile and try and help a lot more people, and just know that hopefully life will get better. I really, really do hope life gets better for a lot of you out there. Because I genuinely care. And, life is hard. And that's why, there's a lot of good people out there that have a nice, kind heart. And, it's nice to know that, somebody loves you and somebody cares about you. That is a great feeling. And in the current state of the world, it's a great feeling. Because there's a lot of people out there that will tear you down or just make you feel awful and manipulate you and just treat you like garbage. However, for the good people out there, thank you. And for the people struggling out there, I hope things get better for you, and thank you for being you as well. And that does matter. It really does. And, in my life, it's peaks and valleys, and sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm really low. And, I'm trying my best. I'm me. And, just, it's not easy, but, acts of kindness. And, I did a lot of nice stuff today, and I don't expect a thank you, in return. I just like being me, and it's not a, I just, a lot of people will say that, oh, you're just nice to get something out of this. Like, I'm me. I'm genuinely a nice person. And I like smiling. I like making people laugh. And no matter what I am feeling, if somebody is telling me that they're not doing so well, I'm going to turn me on 100, and I'm going to do everything to make them smile and laugh. And something that actually makes me feel better. Not always, but when it does, I'm all for it. And, acts of kindness, there's a lot of people that, need things, or I can help, or somebody I know could help. And it's a good feeling. And, acts of kindness is something that I want to say is like an lost art. Because there's a lot of selfish people, the entitled, the only ones. But, I try really hard to make life a better place. And, I think it's really awesome that there are so amazing people out there. And I'm going to be straight up honest. It feels nice to help people, or have somebody open a door for you, flash a smile and say, I hope you have a good day. If I'm in an elevator with somebody, I will always tell them to have a blessed day, have a great day, because I mean it. I want everybody to do well in life, and try and be a shining beacon of me, and that makes me feel good that I can tell somebody, I hope you have a great day. And I try hard, and a lot of people do, will open doors, and then you have the people when they leave a door, they will get on their device and just stand right in front of the door. So when you open the door very, very slowly, and even saying, excuse me, the door just hits them, and then they get mad at you that you assaulted them with a door. You stood in the way. I tried asking you to move. But, or when, a few days ago I went to a big box store. I needed to get an item. And so I'm in the self-checkout. And this person walks by and drops their keys. And I tried really hard to get their attention. Very politely, mind you. And they were totally ignoring me because I was trying to get their attention. And when a giant person starts running after you, saying, excuse me, sir. And finally, somebody pointed to them and they looked at me while I'm writing and it's like, you dropped your keys. It would have been very bad if they did not have their keys. So, but, yeah. Like, I ran because it's like, I know the feeling of, losing your keys and breaking into your own apartment. That's a different story for a different day. But, yeah. I actually remember that day very vividly. But, and even saying these, are genuinely making me smile and making me feel good. And, that's the power of acts of kindness. Because it's not just in the moment. But if you're telling somebody or expressing or, if you're in tears, just the overwhelming sensation of an act of kindness. Even just retelling the stories, watery eyes and a nice warm feeling in my chest. And, that makes me feel good. That's a genuine feeling that a lot of people need to feel. And I don't understand why people have to be jerks and have to be unpleasant, because I don't see how that solved anything. I don't know how, I don't understand what spreading negativity, unless you're being manipulative. I don't understand why yelling at somebody or cursing them out solves. I'm all about communication and I'm all about, talking things out. But, I understand when somebody doesn't want to talk about something, just tell me and I'll move on. But it seems heavy. Life is already heavy as it is. But it's like spread niceties and good little things in life. It's, life is so much negative right now, and there's a lot of things that are unpleasant, but life is I would love to see life so much better, more compassion in life. And I'm going to be honest, this podcast, even though I do talk about episodes where I will try and go back to many and add thoughts or tell more stories, but I try really hard to put a positive spin on it because, I want to help people. And that's something that I'm really passionate about, is me helping people know that they're not alone. And there's people out there that matter. And, it's not just, normal people or people with disabilities. It's anybody. I want to reach out to as many people as I can, and even just listening to somebody's story. And, I sat down and I talked to this person, and it was down to the core, and I felt the guy's pain. I felt the stuff that this person went through. Can't help him, But I was there and I talked and I listened. And I shared a few things in my life that, I've never really talked about. And, and it was something very good. And it was very, very, very heart-lifting. And, with life being the way that it is currently, having a conversation where, talking to this person, and even though I know this person is, trying to get financial gain to get help, and I wish I could have helped this person, but I was there just listening, and it matters. It matters to me. And, and after this person left, I just sat there and went, I'm so glad that I started coping with life. Because this is a podcast about me coping with life and talking to people. And I am sitting here recording this episode, and normally I usually have somewhat of a plan for my episodes, but deep down in my heart, I feel like this episode needs to go out now, and that is what is happening. And try and be very positive, and later on in future episodes, I would love to have more in-depth conversations and tell more stories, and try really hard to help people out a lot more than I have been. And I'm still trying to learn things and trying to figure everything out. And I'm very proud of myself, in all honesty, and the feedback, and, this has been a great experiment. So thank you so much, everybody who's been listening. And again, tell your friends and family, and thank you so much. Also, if you would like to help support me and my podcast and going forward, consider donating and supporting me at anchor.fm/coping with life. But acts of kindness and things to make other people feel good. And, I'm not, okay. So there are people who are acts of kindness, but they are, they are trying to sway the tables. They want, I don't have the verbiage, and I'm sorry, I don't have the words, but they have an ulterior motive behind said gifts, and they want something. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about genuinely kindness from the bottom of the heart. And maybe in a future episode I will reach back in the vault of my memories and tell more things of how acts of kindness has changed my life. I have many amazing heart things that make me smile, memories that, keep me going. And I love when just acts of kindness can make a person's day. I remember I went to a wrestling event a couple years ago, and this person's phone died, and they really, 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 really needed their phone. And so they came up to me, and we were just talking. And they asked me where the nearest store was that they could get a charger. And I'm like, well, there's an outlet over there. If you want, you can take my charger, because I see you have an iPhone. And they're like, oh, really? It's like, yeah. I'll make sure that I get it back. And they did. They did make sure I got it back. But yeah, they sat there and they fully charged their phone while waiting, because I kind of go to events early. I am one of those people that likes to be at least the first 100 people in the door. I'm weird, but it's my quirk. I know a lot of things will change, but that's how I was, and that was a good moment, and I like, but life is funny, and I can be negative at times and be in my depressed state, or have my anxiety spike and cause a few issues. But at the same time, I am human, and I can't always be the happy-go-lucky person I am most of the time. But I am now. I am today, and it may change in a few hours, because that's how life works. And when you live your life with your heart on your sleeve, a lot of things affect you. And I try really hard to love life. And sometimes depression and the bad thoughts creep in. And it all depends what's going on in my world, because, one moment I can be the happiest person, and then the next moment I'm sulking, and there's thoughts in my head that I wish weren't there. But at the same time, that is one of the reasons why I have this podcast, so I can air it out, and hopefully things will get better. And I do, and I know I love each and every one of you. I do. I hope you get anything and everything you want out of life, and smile. Life is good, and acts of kindness. And I really hope people out there, respect you and try and pay it forward. Because when you pay it forward, not only are you helping yourself, you're helping somebody else. And, you may not know that they may really need it, or the life is falling apart. So life is very funny that way. You can change somebody's day by bringing a smile, or you can make them more miserable by being negative and causing somebody a agony that may last for a long time. The choices that you make in life. And some choices that you make, you have to live to regret. And there's other choices where you can learn to reflect and look back and go, I remember that. I had a great conversation with that person, and it was awesome. And I'm always prepared. I've been told that if anybody is going to be prepared for Armageddon, it is me. And it's like, okay, that is kind of stretching it, but yeah, I like to be prepared. I like to, I'm very aware of situations and helping people and doing things of kindness, and it's nice when somebody does something nice for you and you don't expect it. And again, the person who sent me the Lego gift set, I am very thankful, so blessed, and when I built it virtually in a day, and so I got it. I was about to go somewhere, and I built it, and it was like some of the funnest thing ever. And I haven't built Legos in a long time. And I don't think I've ever actually built anything. I remember just playing with them as a little kid, because they were my brothers. And it's something that I've always wanted to get into. And now I'm happy. There's a set that I'm looking at to get, because I'm hooked. 100% I am hooked on Lego. And there's a few things that I want to collect and build and have on display. And the bonsai tree is something that I'm very proud of. So you build the base, then you build the tree part, then you have two choices. Then you fill the basin with 400 circular one pieces. There's 4 colors, 50 each, and they fill the there's 200. Sorry, I can't count. It's 50, 50, 50, 50. It's 200. It's 200. Those 1 by 1 circles, and then you have a baggie full of green leaves, part of the bonsai tree, or you have a white and pink decor that symbolize like sacred blooms, and there's 100 pink frogs. And I don't know how many pink blossoms there are, flowers, pieces. And then a wooden display rack. That was a fun build. And when I went to bed, everything but the tree leaves were built, and it took me a long time. I'm not very fast, but I loved every second of it. So I went to bed. I was daunting because I'm kind of clumsy and But I took my time and got the pieces where it needed to be. And it was very peaceful. And I was listening to some music, and while I was doing it both days, and I just took my time. And it was really amazing, and I get to look at it every single day. And I'm very grateful, and I'm hooked on Legos, and I do plan on getting a few more sets that I want to collect that I can display. And that's something that I love about collecting, and thing that I just like is, you don't need everything, you just need stuff that you need, or you would like. And I'm very, very blessed, and again, thank you so much. And, acts of kindness, it goes very deep. And, a lot of people can be very selfish and not giving back. And, to each their own. I'm not going to fault them for that kind of behavior. Like, I'm not going to fault somebody who wants to be a jerk and yell at everybody and be a Grinch. But that's talking down to somebody. That's fueling their negativity. And I'm not. I like to put a positive spin, and I want to make sure everybody is happy in their life or trying to improve their life. And, words are not easiest for me. And I'm trying really hard to get out of my comfort zone, to help a little bit more, listen a little bit more, talk a little bit more, and have a conversation, and know that people matter, and not hide around, hide away, and, I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm just blessed that people can pay it forward, and, it goes a long ways. It really, really does go a long ways to know that somebody out there matters to you, because sometimes you may get in the part of your life where you think nobody cares about you. It's funny when you realize that you affect so many people, and you probably don't even know. So, thank you so much, everybody. I love each and every one of you. Again, please tell your friends and family about coping with life. I'm your host, Scotty. And, the support and me trying to grow a community of people who, life is hard, and I want to know that, it's okay to be vulnerable, and you don't always have to have a shield on. And I'll admit, right now, sometimes when I, hit record, I try and always have my shield on. And slowly, I'm getting more comfortable to be way more honest, way more open with the story that I tell. And the way that I conduct myself on this podcast and out in the real world, because, I want everybody to feel good and try and smile. And, I know it's not easy for a lot of people, because life can change in a second. But I'm hoping, and I'm praying that you have a good day, and you have a great weekend, And, pay it forward. Even if that's just opening a door or just smiling a little bit more. It doesn't have to be monetary. It can just be something. I hope you have a wonderful day. So, with that said, I hope you have a wonderful day and evening or afternoon, whatever it may be for you. I bid you adieu. Did you enjoy that wonderful episode? Nice! That's another episode of Coping with Life with your host, Scotty. Consider supporting me at anchor.fm/copingwithlife. That's, again, anchor.fm/copingwithlife. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening to another podcast with me.